Hi, I'm Brian Welsh, and this is the Blocktalk podcast. Here we want to have real conversations about what's happening in the industry, what's happening in the block management manufacturing industry, what the challenges are, and what's shaping the future. I started it to talk to people who live it day to day, industry experts, government, anyone else who's a stakeholder who feeds into that industry. So whether you're here for a fresh perspective, insight, inspiration, whatever you're here for, I'm glad you're listening. Thanks very much. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Blocktalk podcast. Today we are with our charity of the year, SBH Scotland. I've got Andrew Flynn with me in the studio. He's head of fundraising and communication. We've got remote Margo and Mae. So Dr. Margo Whiteford CBE is the chair of SBH Scotland. And a lifelong advocate of people living with spina bifida. And Mae Whiteford founded SBH Scotland in 1965 alongside a group of determined parents who wanted a better future for their children with spina bifida. Okay, so we'll start with Mae. Hopefully you can hear us remotely. Can you take us back to 1965 and what led you and other parents to come together and start what's now SBH Scotland?
Very vaguely, yes. Well, we used to meet at the outpatients when we were taking our children there for their appointments and chatting and such like, and then decided, why don't we go and have a coffee or something? So we started to get coffees together. And then one of the ladies who was very comfortable in organising things said, I think we should really go official and try and make this an official charity. So we said, oh, go for it, we'll back you up. So that's how it all started, really. And then it just went from there and got better and better.
And bigger and bigger.
Good. I forgot.
Bigger.
Yeah, bigger and bigger. I forgot to mention we have Hamish the dog as well, who looks like he wants to have a bit of conversation there as well. Beautiful dog. Okay, so Mae, at 93, you've just taken a zip slide over the Clyde. What made you decide to do it, and how did it feel on the day?
Well, it was their anniversary, and the thought that maybe we could make some money for them. That was basically the whole idea of it. And it's fine. It was very good.
Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy it?
I did. I felt quite safe with all the people that were seeing me through it. So they were very good. No, I wasn't.
They were very professional. They were very professional.
Yeah.
She took you guys when she said that she wanted to do it.
Margo, looking at the charity now, what does it mean to you to see your mum still championing SBH Scotland 60 years on?
I think it's amazing that she's still able to do that at 93. Quite remarkable. I think she may well be the only survivor of that original parents group, unfortunately. And I mean, I'm very lucky.
Okay.
Still well and able to do things like that.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, Helen. What was that? I missed that. What was that?
To keep trying to get me.
My brother and I, it's like the opposite way round. We are feeding mum vegetables rather than her trying to feed her children vegetables.
That's amazing. That's great.
I love that.
Helen.
So you obviously mentioned earlier that I was the one who kind of approached you about doing the zip slide. And we know that you've got a fear of heights. So those kind of two things aren't exactly a match made in heaven. So what kind of swayed you in terms of actually taking part?
I think, to be perfectly honest, Helen, I don't think I'd have lived it down if I didn't. So I don't think I really had much choice. Do you know, my fear of heights, I've tried to get rid of it over the years. I mean, when I was in my late 20s and I was in New Zealand, I actually did do a bungee jump, but I swore I would never, ever, ever do anything like that again. My problem is not, so I don't mind heights. I don't mind being land to land. So I'll walk over a bridge and these sort of things. The biggest issue with the whole zip line was actually going up in the crane. That was the really difficult bit for me. That's the bit that you're not in control of any of it, but it's an alien kind of feeling. It was, I don't think I would have ever lived it down if I didn't do it.
So what was it? Obviously saying it was going up in the crane. So what was it then like kind of on the actual platform?
Okay, so I made the big mistake because I thought first in was first out, but it wasn't. First in was last out. So I had to stand there and watch everybody else go before I actually went. So and that was the bit that worried me more than anything else. It was it moved. I mean, it wasn't overly windy, but it obviously did move about a bit as people shot off it. I was kind of left there as the only one there. And the funniest thing was when the guy who took us up in it went up, he had to move something above it so that it was in line.
That's right.
Yeah. And Ollie just stands on the side of the cage doing this. And I'm like, oh my God, this is even worse.
And then that person has the best job title in the world. Their official job title is the Cage Master, which you go, it's a great job title.
So it was pretty nerve-wracking, to be honest.
So you did it, and obviously it was all for an amazing cause, and like Mae said at the beginning, it was all to raise money, and that's what it was all about. And you absolutely smashed that target. I think we'd set a target of £1,000, and you reached 1,500, which is just incredible. What does it feel like to have that kind of support from your kind of networking community?
I mean, it's amazing. You there's tons of people do these things. I mean, in the last 10 days, I've seen 10 things on LinkedIn, or not 10 emails, but I had a number of emails from, clients or businesses that we're associated with or whatever doing charity events. So you can't support them all. I mean, you just can't. It's impossible. So for people to make the decision to support me in doing it was great. Yeah. I mean, there were a couple of dodgy comments on the like, go wing it like you normally do and such like things, which was a bit worrying, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah.
Absolutely. And obviously we kind of discussed at the beginning, this has gone way outside of your comfort zone. So what do you think it shows when kind of leaders do this and go outside of their comfort zone?
I guess as a leader in any business, or as a manager in any business, or in fact anyone, you've always got to be pushing yourself, to the kind of next level. I mean, professional development and personal development's a big thing to me anyway, and it's a big thing to our business. So you can't ask everybody else to do it if you're not willing to do it yourself.
Absolutely.
So to me, it's a no. Please, I'm just worried about what you're going to come up with next year, Helen, to be perfectly honest with you, because I can't say no. So
oh, amazing.
Thanks, Helen. Okay. So just coming back to Mae and Margo. Mae, when you first started the charity, did you ever imagine it would still be here 60 years later?
No, and I didn't think I would. No, I never thought that far ahead, actually. You just kept going.
I think there was always the hope that it would continue and get bigger and better.
Right. It was great. Yeah, really pleased.
I mean, unfortunately, there's still babies being born with spine bifida and hydrocephalus, so there's still families needing support. So it is an ongoing struggle to provide the support for them.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was a lot of people there on the charity day. A lot of people doing the zip line, which is great. Yeah, which is great. So Margo, as someone living with spina bifida, how has SBH Scotland supported you personally over the years then?
Well, I mean, I've been one of the lucky ones, and I've not really needed an awful lot of support. After Mum and Dad were involved in setting up the charity, we actually moved away from where the main hub of the charity was, and I was doing fine at school, that they managed to get me into mainstream school and wasn't really needing a lot of medical attention either. So, I mean, I was just lucky. And then when I became an adult and kind of came across the charity, got involved again, and was able to help others. That was kind of my main thing. I was supporting other people, hoping that, if they could see what I had managed to achieve, then they would feel that they could become the best that they could be as well.
Yeah. Okay. And Mae, how does it feel? Well, how does it feel for you both, actually, to see younger generations now stepping up to support the charity, following in your footsteps?
I think it's great. It's super that they seem to be able to bring them on quicker now, I think, because of the charity. Whereas when Margo was born, there was nothing. You were finding your way through everything. But now when you can get help and you can get
pointed in the right direction, there's so many more opportunities for the children than when I was young.
Yeah, it does make a big difference, I think.
And I think meeting up with other people that have got the same disability as you is always a good thing for comparing notes and saying, oh, you do it that way, maybe I could try that and such like. I think it is good. And, we at the charity, we've got groups of all different age groups of children and also the parents meeting. So there's an exchange of ideas going on the whole time.
Amazing. That's great. Hamish has seen somebody outside, by the way. He's staring out the window. Cute dog. Reminds me of Arthur looking out the window. So coming to you, Andrew. Sorry?
It's the post.
It's the postman. So Andrew, your daughter also took part in the zip slide alongside Mae, the youngest and oldest participants together. What was that moment like for you?
It was brilliant. The thing was, when the opportunity came for Lila to do it, who's 11, it wasn't about convincing Lila to do it. It was about convincing her mum to let Lila do it. So she was not so keen. When it said to Lila with a couple of weeks to go, because we were fortunate, the whole thing was booked out. And then with a couple of weeks ago, a space became available at the same time slot as me. Yeah. Okay. And immediately I thought this would be great for Lila and to do that. And she loved it. And what was great for me is that I was allowed to go up in the cage with them both. Okay. So I could go up and I could see.
And did you come back down?
I came back down.
She did the scary bit twice.
I went in the scary bit. So I went up and I came back down. So I went up with them, and to see both to see Mae and Lila together, standing there side by side, because they went one after the other, was just awesome. Yeah. And there's the whole part that for us as an organisation that we want to make sure that there's this community feel between it, that people are supported, and we have our tagline of "Together we are unstoppable." Now we've got somebody at 93 standing up there, taking on a brand new challenge, yourself taking on your fears, and an 11-year-old going, "I want to do something as well." It was just incredible, and the buzz from the day, even though I didn't then zip slide, the buzz was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So, and very proud of both Lila and Mae for doing it. And what I will say for Mae as well, Mae was not even slightly worried about going up in the cage. Okay. What Mae was most worried about was looking to where the camera was, because she wasn't sure when somebody was filming her going up. But she was like, what way am I looking? The cage is going up, and the other people are sort of a bit nervous, and Mae's going, where am I waving? Over there?
That was something to take our mind off it, yeah. So amazing. I think so. When I went up in the cage, there was because other charities did it as well. Yes. I think there was a couple of other charities there, but there was a guy who went up in the cage with me whose nephew has spina bifida. So we had a good old chat about, what the charity meant to him and all of these sort of things. And he was like, just need to make sure that we get involved in doing this stuff, Yeah. So it was good. He and I had a good chat, actually. I said to him, are you going back to work after this? He went, not a chance. I don't know what state I'm going to be in. Okay, so the charity's pretty full of inspirational stories. Theo's fundraising journey for his brother, cycling and running 100 miles, winning Pride of Scotland, is incredible. What do stories like this say about the community spirit around SBH Scotland?
I think it shows that our desire to create that community spirit is still there, it's still real. And if you think about Mae's origin story, talking about the people sat down to have a coffee because they just wanted to connect, that connectedness still is running 60 years later. The biggest part is making people feel connected, to know that the fundraising that they do makes a difference, to see all these things. And what Mae might not be 100% aware of is that when people saw Mae's story, one of them was John and Suzanne, and John was also an original participant in SBH Scotland 60 years ago. And John then decided him and his friend were going to do a race across Scotland purely using public transport. So they started from Cromray and they were going to go to John O'Groats, and they filmed it all, they videoed it all, they put it all on there, they hitchhiked, they got buses and trains, missed a ferry, and all of this because somebody like me still putting her hand up and going, here's this. So the inspirational stories have an impact. It's that pebble in the pond effect that it ripples out, and that's real, and it makes a difference every single day. And as Margo mentioned as well, that it's to help support people there. We received a message only this week from a family who 13 days ago their child was born with spina bifida, and they'd been finding things really tough. And then at one of his support clinics, two of our workers, Mel and Karen, appeared with her spiny vidini teddy, came over and said congratulations. And amongst all these other things that have been going on, to say congratulations and to go, we're here. There's a community here for you to support you. It's the zip sliders, it's the Theos, it's the abseilers, it's the walking around Skye, it's the race across Scotland, it's the kilt walkers. These make this possible. So when somebody's finding that part tough, they're not alone. Because, and that's the whole point, is that together we are unstoppable, and it takes people, and that's real.
Okay. Amazing. Okay, so for listeners who might not know the full picture, what kinds of support and services does SBH Scotland provide today? So Margo, Andrew, I don't know who wants to take that.
So I can start, and if there's anything I miss, Margo can fill me in, and she can go from there. So there's the one-to-one support that we offer. There's counselling support services. There's family groups and drop-ins. There's support through schools that will go and help people if they're finding things tough for their integration. We've got children's support workers. We have ageing through resilience. We've got medical health. We've got advice. We've got information. We'll help visit them if they need it at the clinic. We'll visit them at their home. It's a full wraparound support. And what's different from us to lots of other charities is that the support can start from the 20-week scan when somebody finds out their baby's going to be born with spina bifida through their whole life. We are there as long as they need us for what they need us for. And we're flexible in what we do. And we work over in Aberdeen, Edinburgh, some stuff in Dundee. We work everywhere really across the whole of Scotland and try and link in to provide that support. So there's just a huge amount that goes on a daily basis because it's where the need is. Do you think I've missed anything there, Margo? Is there anything to add?
When you say about the one-to-one support, when that comes, it's in this, when it's all the transitions, like moving from nursery to school, and then primary school to secondary school, and then secondary school to college or work. You know, it's a journey the whole way along the way, their whole life, and that there's somebody there that can point them in the right direction, whatever the issue is.
Okay. And so why are these, so I mean, maybe you already answered this question, but why are these services still so important even 60 years later?
People need people. As simple as that. Is that in a world of huge amounts of, we talk about connectiveness through social media, is that the personal interactions and contact can't be underestimated because it's getting there and having somebody who will feel alone, and isolation and loneliness is on the increase. And especially with people with disabilities, it's a much more prevalent thing. You can check any of the research and you'll see that the statistics are much higher. We don't want that. We don't want that for anyone. So it's about making sure that those drop-ins, those family support things, and going right back to what Mae said, it started with a cup of coffee. And if that's what somebody needs, they need a cup of coffee and a chat so they don't feel alone. well, let's have a cup of coffee and a chat.
Yeah.
Because that need, that support, that network from 1965 to 2025, it's still there. People need people.
Yeah.
And we're there for it.
Okay.
And
So,
nobody is
and I
providing
guess you,
support.
sorry.
Nobody else is providing that support. You know, there's no
Oh.
kind of government-funded agency that provides, you know, health and education information and such like. So that's why the charities have to do it.
And it's so important that it continues.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess you touched on social media and these sort of things. And, you know, I mean, post-COVID and everything like that, you know, isolation's a big thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, because a lot of people, you know, are at home a lot and stuff like that, even working and non-working. So has that changed how the charity needs to deal with families today compared to when it first started?
We have quite a few social media extra groups through our sort of Facebook page. And for example, something that I saw recently was that they shared ideas and knowledge that we put on, a mum put on to say, I'm planning on going swimming. My child's grown out of their swimmers. What would you recommend would be the best type of swimmers to take them to swimming for a child with spina bifida? And then it was just full of comments to go, and this is the best pool to go to because you've got the best accessible areas. This is the best pool to go to because you've got more time. Go at this time because it's quieter. Here's the services I use. Go to Little and Aldi and buy theirs because it's all this. It's sharing of that knowledge. It can still be used for that. We do also offer some one-to-one services, supports and counselling online because, as you say, not everybody can necessarily travel. So we have integrated social media into the support services that we run and to do that, but it won't take place of the face-to-face interactions. Is that you can't have one and replace the other. We have to integrate it and do a bit of both.
Okay, but it has helped massively because
we can reach more people.
Yeah, and other people can give more help as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So Helen, can you still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Cool. Can you share with everyone why CPL chose SBH Scotland as our charity of the year?
So SBH actually contacted us a couple of years ago when we first started setting up our charity of the year schemes and said, can we be considered for it? And they just missed the boat. We'd just appointed somebody for 2024. But I looked into the charity and how we work is we ask our team, what small charities would you like to work with this year? So it kind of comes from within. And so I looked into the charity. One of the amazing fundraisers managers reached out to me and said, you know, could you consider us for next year? I said, absolutely. And I actually put the bid in to say I would like SBH to work together because I looked at the charity, I saw the amazing stuff that you're doing. And exactly sort of what Margo and Mae were saying there isn't a huge amount of government funding in this area. And kind of touching what Andrew said, there's a huge amount of support there that's needed and that the charity delivers. So I thought, let me put it in. And thankfully, they were shortlisted. Again, the team shortlist, we don't, you know, as a senior leadership team, we tried to take a step back and let our team shortlist. And then we put it onto LinkedIn, the final three that get shortlisted and SVH won. And that, I think, demonstrated just the incredible support the SBH community have up in, you know, certainly in Scotland and beyond. The amount of votes that they got, the kind of sharing and so much on LinkedIn was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, we're a as a business, there's 35 of us. I mean, okay, our head office in Scotland. Majority of our clients in Scotland because it's where we started out 15 years ago. But actually, our team. I mean, the amount of people we actually have in Scotland is probably. I mean, there's far more in England. We're an entirely remote business. Yeah, okay. We have this office, and you know, I come here. Tom comes up from Warrington, but you know, the majority of our team are actually English. So, so it's always great when a Scottish charity kind of gets the vote. Yeah, it's really, really good. It's giving something back as well. Yeah, so
yeah, absolutely.
And we do it by voting, don't we, on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
So you guys were all over LinkedIn to vote for it. So
the support was amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It was a hands down winner. Yeah. So.
Can we do it
Helen,
again?
how can we? I'm not doing a zip line again. I'll do something else. So whatever Helen comes up with. Okay, Helen, what has the partnership achieved so far, both in fundraising and awareness?
So starting at fundraising, we've raised over £2,000 combined in your event, and also another event that we did earlier in the year, which that is without gift aid. So if you add gift aid on top of it, that's quite a considerable amount that we've raised. So that hopefully will make a difference and help the charity. We're also going to be next month coming and doing some work at the centre, so helping to clear out some areas. And as a company, we're going to be kind of helping with that to kind of give the centre, you know, a bit more space and a bit more availability to host people and so on. But for me, it's been, those things are great and I'm really proud of them. But I think for me, it's the awareness that is raised, because a lot of people had heard of spinal bifida but didn't really know what it was. A lot of people hadn't heard of hydrocephalus at all. So hadn't heard of it, didn't know what it was. So the fact that at least 35 people within our company know, because we talk about it all the time. We talk about it, we share the videos, we are always kind of talking about it. But actually beyond that, our network now know on LinkedIn all about the charity as well. So for me, it's the awareness piece is kind of equally, you know, I'm really happy with that we've kind of raised awareness of it.
Good. And talking about partnerships like this, from your perspective, how do partnerships like this strengthen company culture and give a sense of purpose?
It hugely gives it a sense of purpose. I think, do you know what, especially in the winter, I know that sounds like a strange thing to say, but winters are long, right? There's like 5-6 months in this country and they can get really dark. But what I always do is do a winter challenge. So between the months of January and March, do a long, like, this is what you can achieve in the next 3 months. And it's, or this particular occasion, it was a month, but it brings people together and goes, right, no, I'm going to get out the house. I'm going to go for a walk for SBH, or so I could raise money. So for me, it gives people, it's a really good well-being piece to kind of bring people up and keep them connected and keep their eyes on the prize for SBH. So yeah, in terms of community, we are always chatting. We have group chats if anyone's doing one of the challenges, and over a third of our companies did the challenge this year in the winter, which is amazing. And we had a group chat, and we'd always be talking on there, sharing photos and sharing what, you know, how far you'd walked that day and kind of this far away from our goal. And it just really brought us together and kept us connected. And like I say, having doing it for the charity just gave it that real sense of purpose. And I'm really looking forward to coming across to the centre in a couple of weeks' time and getting involved there as well.
Okay, so you may have already answered this, Helen, but how have CPL staff engaged in the fundraising events this year?
So well. If they weren't involved in it, is in actually doing the charity event, you know, actually fundraising, they were donating, they were encouraging, everyone was involved. We got so much lovely feedback from people. So yeah, everyone kind of got involved in it, and it was really, really lovely. And I say, especially in those winter months. Now, don't get me wrong. So we've tried to do something every quarter. So I've got something I'm doing in October as well. I'm doing the 60th anniversary 6 for 6 challenge, which where I'm going to walk 6 miles a day for 6 days for SBH. So I'm going to be doing that. But we tried to do something, but I would definitely say those winter months were so important for us because it really kept everyone together.
Okay. And why do you think the charity partnerships matter for employee wellbeing, culture and connection?
For all the reasons I said, really, I think it really just keeps people focused on something that's outside of work. I mean, we are all so passionate about what we do. We invest a lot of ourselves in it. So that most of our working time is spent up making sure our product's amazing and our service is amazing. But you need something else. That's great, and that's what you want. But you need something else to stay connected and to stay focused outside of work as well. So I think that it serves us and it serves the charity. So I think it's a really, really good partnership.
It gives you a
and
sense
thinking
of
about the teams and gives you a sense of
purpose. You know,
something.
if you're going out for a walk, you're doing it for a reason.
Something
Yeah.
you're aiming for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And finally, Helen, looking at the team's involvement, what stood out for you most?
I would definitely say, well, you stand out quite a lot, so you're facing a
Well,
fear.
that's for entirely different reasons, though, Helen. So
No,
let's talk about
Kev's
something else.
like, honest. I've known Brian for 6 years, and he's always said, "I'm never doing a bungee jump again." So the fact that he did that, but that does stand out in terms of features. But honestly, I would say that how much it brings everyone together is just amazing. Especially over the winter period, it really helps giving people, right, no, I'm going to do this for SBH. I'm going to get out the house. You know, it's really easy in the winter just to say hermited up and not get out, and you know, it affects our well-being really. Whereas this kind of had a win-win, that they forced themselves out of the house for SBH, but felt good at the end of it as well for other reasons. So
yeah. I mean, it is good. I mean, the team talk about it a lot, you know, and they do they get involved hugely. And I mean, it was a previous business that Helen and I worked in where we first started Charity of the Year, and there's no difference between those. You know, everyone, well, the majority of people within both of those businesses have got involved, so it's been great. Okay, so looking ahead, and I guess a call to action. What's next for the partnership between SBH Scotland and CPL? Any events planned on the horizon, Helen?
Yeah, the one I just mentioned, sorry, was the 6 for 6 challenge that I'm doing. So I'm doing that, finishing on Spina Bifida Day on the 26th of October. So it's the 20th to the 26th of October. I'll be doing 6 miles a day. And then also we've got our charity day on the 1st of October, where the senior leadership team are going to come down and help out at the centre as well. So there's still more left for this kind of 12-month period before December.
And Andy, so for listeners inspired by these stories, what's the best way they can support the charity, whether that's donation, volunteering, or raising awareness?
All of the above. Is that we've got so many things coming up. But before I tell you about the call to action, I'd just like to say thank you to CPL, to yourselves, for everything that you've done, for raising that awareness, for getting involved, for the engagement. Those things make a huge difference on a professional and a personal level. They make a difference to know that support is out there and that network is out there of people that genuinely want to make a difference. Whether that's volunteering or zip sliding or walking miles and bringing people together, all these things make a difference.
Yeah.
And that can't ever be underestimated. And it's a part of, for us as an organisation, is that we try to tell the stories about the people you benefit. And we put it on our socials, we put it on our videos, we send it out to people to go, look, here's a real difference you've made. And when we're looking at our next thing, our call to action, is it anything that people want to do to support? Now, we've got events that are coming up. So one thing that I will say as well is that on Tuesday night, just coming, we have been nominated, and Zipslide's been nominated for the Chartered Institute of Fundraising Scotland Event of the Year.
Okay.
And we're up for that on Tuesday night at the Doubletree by Hilton. So we will know on Tuesday, and if you're on LinkedIn on Tuesday, give us a wee follow. We will post it if we win, and even if we don't, the fact that our charity is one of four nominees, we're there.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to be there, and it's great to be there. And we're up with the Scottish Air Ambulance and the RNLI, so we're up against some massive organisations, and to even have our name up with them is brilliant. But that's testament to all the people that take part in these events. Yourself, Brian, and for Mae and Lila and everyone else, the 41 other people that took on the zip slide for Spina Bifida Hydrocephalus Scotland this year. It just makes a difference. We have another event that's coming up at the start of November, so it's on the 2nd of November, and it's our ladies event. Now, we've got a little bit of a fashion show in it. We've got music, we've got dancing through the decades, entertainment, a 2-course meal, mocktails or cocktails if you want, a bit of Prosecco. But the wee extra bit for that is that the fashion show, the 6 models are actually the mums of the children who come to our family support services.
Oh, wow.
Each one of them is a mum of a child with spina bifida. And for the mums, what we want to do is not just make it a celebration about SBH Scotland that day, but also to make it a celebration about the unstoppable spirit of the mums. People like Mae and the next generation that are coming through.
Sure.
As we're talking about these next people that are coming through, we've got 6 mums who are stepping outside of their comfort zone, who are going to be standing in front of 250 people.
We'd rather do a zip slide.
Did she not know she's one of the models? Oh, sorry, mate. So we've got the next generation coming through, and they're going to be part of it. So that part's going to be first.
Yeah.
So there's a half hour, and it's making sure that we can do as much. So if anyone's interested, they want to come along, have a great day supporting the mums, the charity, and actually making a difference. And it's only £65. I mean, £65 to take a ticket is what you get 3/4 of a football strip.
Yeah.
You get half a handbag. You know, you wouldn't get much.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
for £65, you can actually make a difference in someone's life.
Okay.
And that's one of our next events that's coming up. So awards, visits from CPL to help set up, ladies events, Christmas appeals, everything. So, and if any idea has been sparked, if somebody thinks about their own challenge or something they'd like to do, get in touch. We will come up with something we'll support. We've got firewalks, abseils, skydivers, race across Scotland.
I was nearly swore there. I'm definitely not skydiving.
We're working with Falkirk Wheel about maybe doing a Santa paddle where people can paddle out onto the Falkirk Wheel and it'll go back down and around and then they go back up and that. Something different. Events that are held in the hotels. Anything. And with 60 for 60. The idea is that we want to have 60 people to raise £60 for our 60th anniversary, but they can do 6 or 60 of anything. Now that could be walking 6 miles a day for 6 days, or that could be making 60 cupcakes and selling them for £1.
It's amazing.
Anything in between. Anything in between is that we're more than happy. Or if you're really up for it, 60 zip slides in a row, Brian, you can just keep going. So
to be fair, if you look at that, I don't know if you've watched it, right? But there's a bit on LinkedIn that Claire put together of I didn't even realize photos were being taken on the way down. That's how I just got off a plane, I think, and I was just like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? And you actually see me lying flat, right, going down. I'm still holding on. I think that bit, once I got going, I just had to enjoy it because I didn't have any choice. I was on my way. So to be honest, that bit I actually enjoyed. It was just the going up that I didn't. Yeah. So I don't think I could manage 60 though, to be perfectly honest.
Is there anything else, Margo, you think that of any other things we've got coming up that people should maybe know a wee bit more about?
No,
or
I think
anything for
all. I mean, obviously, once we get into the start of next year, it's the Burn Supper again, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay.
That would be the.
Do you do a charity Burn Supper?
We do. The Burn Supper is an incredible night. In fact, Margo, I've not been yet because this is my first year with Spina Bifida Hydrocephalus Scotland. But Margo could maybe tell you a wee bit about the Burn Supper, which is awesome.
It's one of the biggest Burn Suppers in Scotland. I think there's only one that's bigger, and it's usually at the Hilton Hotel. But I think it's moving this year. Am I right?
We are at the Crown Plaza.
Oh, right, okay, no, lovely venue.
Hilton for maybe about 20 odd years now, but it's a huge event and we have great speakers come along to it and great entertainment and a fantastic Burn Supper meal. So it is a really good night and it's a good event for businesses to meet up and exchange ideas and make new contacts and such like that. I think the drinking goes on after the Burn Supper finishes and
I'll be there. Does. Definitely. If the drinking's going on, I'll be there.
It does. It's a Thursday night as well. So it's Thursday the 22nd of January, rather than it being a weekend where people have to give up their whole weekend. And with it being businesses, a lot of people then can attract their supporters to go, do you want to come to this?
Take some clients,
and the fact that the Crown Plaza is massive, a lot of people then will stay.
Stay
over. But yeah, we've got some great acts lined up. Andy Nichols, the host. But there's also a wee twist to it, is it's not just a Burn Supper, it's called A Question of Burns. So halfway through we have a 10 question round about burns, and the table that wins actually then leaves with a gift bag from Chisholm Hunter, who are a headline sponsor. And last year the gift bags included little bits of jewellery. So bracelets and things, watches. There was a whole host of incredible stuff. I've seen the gift bags and I was like, yeah, I'd fancy winning that. I might study up on burns.
Up about burns.
Yeah. I think it would be a bit suspicious if my table were to win. Sorry. So unfortunately, my table's not allowed to win, but it's just a brilliant event, a brilliant night with guest speakers.
Predominantly men that came to it, but now it's probably a 50-50 split. There are as many women as men at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember going to Burn Supper. I can't remember where it was. I got invited by a client many, many years ago. And as we sat down, all the women had to leave the room. I mean, it was still, this was 15, 20 years ago, and it was just phenomenal. It was quite an alien concept to me. Yeah.
So, well, even I think our speakers that we have is that the toast, I think, has been a couple of years now. It's been the same person who's come and done it, and she's an international winner of Burns Awards. We've got Joyce Faulkner, who last year did, I'm not telling what she's doing this year, but last year she did Hamish, which got everybody involved, laughing, joking, brilliant. And we've got we've got a special, I'm going to say it's a whiskey drinking song, but I'm not saying any more than that.
Okay.
There's a special part to it, which doesn't mean that everyone needs to drink whiskey, but
but you can if you want.
But you can if you want. But it's a great thing, and that's with another world-renowned Burns artist. So it is a huge event. We're looking so forward to it. So yeah, if anyone watching this is interested in a Burns supper and wants to come along, drop us a line, and I'll get in touch.
Good, excellent. Okay, one last question to close. Can I ask each of you to share one thought or reflection, whether it's about resilience, legacy, or hope for the future, or just a takeaway of any description?
Yeah, well, I think it would be fair that if we go, that Mae should probably have the last word. So I'm happy to go just now and then pass over to you two. Having started spina bifida hydrocephalus only in April, so I haven't been here 5.5 months. The one thing that's jumped out to me about the families, the supporters, everything is that resilience. It's that part about you can overcome, you can fight, you can take things on, but they need support.
Yeah.
And when I saw that advert initially for spina bifida hydrocephalus Scotland, the tagline of "Together we are unstoppable" just resonated, because that's what it's about. It's about being together to provide people with opportunity, not to be left behind, to be included, to be part of it, to set goals and to achieve, and to be a huge part, not just of the SBH Scotland community, but the Scottish community.
Yeah.
To have that resilience is there because, in effect, together we can be and we will be unstoppable.
Good. Amazing. Helen?
Yeah, I think that my main takeaway, I'll be honest, is that I'm really, really inspired by Mae. It's the kind of start of the charity was quite interesting to hear that it just started as a kind of support network, and it kind of grew into what it is today. It's just incredible to have that legacy and to have created that and to have made that much of a difference in this many people's lives is just incredible. Not just in terms of the money and the physical things that you would have helped with, but with that feeling of connection. Like, think how many lives this has touched and how many connections it's made and how many lives it's made better in 60 years is just incredible. And it wouldn't have happened if this group hadn't started that support network right at the beginning. And then to continue at 60 years later at 93 years old to be doing zip slides, like, that is amazing. Like, that is my big takeaway. Like, I'm absolutely in awe of you, Mae. It's just incredible.
Okay, I'll go next, then we'll go to Margo, then we'll go to Mae. I'm on holiday the 23rd of January next year, so I can't make Burns. So, but can you let me know when it is the following year?
Yes, absolutely.
So instead of taking a table like that, what I'll pledge is that CPL will match anything we raise this year, or that we raised so far. CPL will match it. So what are we at the moment? 2,000 quid.
We're at £2,134.
Okay. So whatever we get to the end of the year, CPL will match it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
No problem at all. It's an absolute pleasure after having these conversations. It really is, especially your predecessor was here earlier in the year. It's been a wonderful year with the charity. Margo, do you want to go?
Well, I'll have it recorded that I hope I'm able to do a zip slide at 93.
We'll get you. Definitely right. That should mark down. So that's episode the 2055. You're down.
Book me in.
Sure. And Mae, what do you want to leave us with? What do you want to say, Mae, just to close?
Just good luck and keep going. And I hope you still keep climbing upwards.
For the next 60
Good.
years at least.
Yes, amazing. Well, thank you all for joining. Helen, thanks for joining. Mae, Margo, and Andy,
you.
thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks for
you
having
so
us.
much for having us.
Very much.
Lovely to meet you.
Good
Yeah.
luck with you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.